Guys, more on this later because we got our guest, Cecil Shorts, is with us. Cleveland's own, former NFL player, former Mount Union Purple Raider. And there he is. Cecil, how are you, man? Thanks for joining us.
I'm great, fellas, man. How y'all doing?
Good. You got any good Earl stories? Give us a good Earl story.
You in a conflict of interest right now.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
got the Texas hat on, but the Cleveland shirt.
Listen,
you gotta pick a side. This ain't no
This
Switzerland.
is exactly why he's
This is
labeled
no
the
Switzerland.
hometown villain.
This dude is. This is the. I know you run routes. This is a true high low.
Man.
You're putting us in conflict right
Listen,
here.
I know you got paid by Houston, but you was raised by Cleveland. Now you gotta pick a side.
You see, Cleveland is the city, right? You see it, but at the same time, you know, the Texans helping pay bills right now. So I gotta make sure.
Right.
I respect that.
Hey, I respect that. Say less. Say less.
We gotta make it work.
Cecil, you got a good Earl story you can share with us?
Nah, man, Earl clean cut dude, man. Like, you know, we went to Collinwood together. And I ain't got no real in-depth crazy stories. He just always been a good brother, man. No complaints. Love the dude to death, man.
Yeah.
He's just a good dude.
Supposedly he's the worst basketball player ever. Is that true?
He might be. Oh, that might be true. That
Wow. Like, does he dribble with two hands?
In PE class, it was I forgot what my dad called it.
Thought
My
you
dad
said
was
you
our
ain't had
PE
no
teacher.
stories.
It was my bad. It was it was free Friday, right? You get to do what you want. You got to do is dress, and everybody, all the boys hoop, all the girls just walk in a circle.
Yeah.
And Earl just wasn't that dude when it came to hooping. He knew the game. He understood it. Big fan, can talk all day, but when it comes to actually hooping, that wasn't his forte.
You know, see, so I always appreciated you because when I was coming out of high school and you got drafted and was in the lockout, you opened up. You had like what did you have where people would just come to the field and play football? And I remember being in high school and I just came up there one day and played football with y'all. But why did you do that? What was going? Yeah, what was that about anyway?
You know what? So I used to watch these workouts on YouTube all the time, where Ocho Cinco, Santana Moss, all these Andre Johnson, they will all like come together and just work out together. And I would try to emulate that and just like, hey, you know, I was fortunate to be able to get drafted and had a small following. I'm like, hey, let's just come work out together. Like, let's just get better together.
Cool.
So I remember you coming down to Mount Union with your coach, and y'all would come and we'd just do releases and do footwork and stuff. It was fun, man. There's an opportunity that I thought was cool. Like, hey, I'm just a regular dude that ended up getting drafted and making it. Just trying to be inspiration for somebody else, and to see like, hey, it ain't far fetched. You just got to put the work in. Like the magic that you are wanting is in the work that you're not putting in. Let's go put the work in and see what can come from it.
See, so speaking of which, you mentioned Mount Union there. I was stunned because, you know, I went to a Division III college that had a good football team. Not Mount Union good, but a good football team. And our team makes the playoffs every so often. But Mount Union goes to the playoffs every year. I just penciled them into the Final Four every year. But they blew a big lead and lost in the second round. I was stunned by this. You had to be shocked.
I didn't even watch the game. I just assumed we'll kill whoever play in the second round, kind of moving on. Because we always usually get to third, fourth round, no matter what.
Yep.
It happens, man. It happens when you don't come ready to play, when you don't execute. Games aren't won on paper, right?
That's
you got to
right.
go out there and play it in real time. So we got upset, and that's how it goes. That's why I love D3 or D2 or D1 AA football, though, because you have to earn it on the field, right?
Love it.
You really have to play a playoff system and go out there and earn it each and every Saturday. So I can appreciate that. The better team won that day. Hey.
Cecil, I'm looking at the way that the NCAA is set up right now, and with the transfer portal. Now, if I go back and look at them teams with Mount Union, I don't know if Mount Union would have been that good because a lot of y'all dudes would have been in the transfer portal playing for bigger defensive Division I school. It never used to happen back then where it was a thing where if you went to a school that was lower, like even if it was a MAC school or a Division III school, you always wanted to prove yourself that you could play at that level. And now it seems like those players are getting that opportunity. I've seen guys go from MAC schools to Alabama, MAC schools to big-time football. Yeah. If you were back then and it was an opportunity to do that, How do you think you would have done? Would you have stayed at Mount Union, or would you have thought about going somewhere else to prove yourself?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I almost left. So if you know anything about Mount Union, they're known for their coaching. Like Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. The head coach of Iowa State was a former Mount Union guy. He actually coached me my true freshman year at Mount Union. Head coach at University of Toledo, Jason Candle, he's a Mount Union guy. I mean, if you just look, it's tons of Division I coaches that came from Mount Union right now all across the NCAA. Yeah. So when Jason Candle, he was my offensive coordinator, recruited me to Mount Union. When he left my redshirt sophomore year and went to Toledo to be the wide receiver coach and like the passing game coordinator, I'm like, yo, I'm about to go with you. Like,
I ain't about to sit.
And the thing about it, then you had to sit out a year, and I'm like, I don't want to sit out a year. Like I'm already kind of on the hot streak. I got things rolling here. Let's just see where we can go from here. I didn't want to sit out a year, and I don't think I ever told Jason that personally. I think he kind of assumed when he called me that I might have been interested, but. Yeah, I was definitely thinking about leaving and heading to Toledo.
Oh yeah, so you be at LSU or something then right now. Like, if it happened again, you're like, I gotta go.
I don't know. I think it had to be the right, for me personally, it had to be the right fit. It got to be the right money, because that's what it's about now, right? you got to get paid where you're going to, and I got to go somewhere I'm going to play. So I need to find a place for me that I'm going to be able to play, show my talent, go out there and ball. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think the transfer portal is for Division III kids. I think a lot of people that go D3 belong in D3. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think it's for the guys that get overlooked in the MAC. It's for the guys that get overlooked in those smaller Division Ones that can ball, that can play. They get a bigger opportunity somewhere else, right? I think the Toledo quarterback who balled out for Toledo this year just left and went to a big-time Division I school. I can't remember what school it was, but I just saw his Instagram, they put like a little post up.
Yeah.
But I think that's what the portal is good for. Guys that get overlooked, maybe develop later, maybe this took longer for them, or this is under recruited or overlooked. Those guys get a cool opportunity to play somewhere else, and they get recruited in the portal. I think that's awesome. But for me, like Division III guys, even some Division II guys, those guys belong at that level. It's not many guys that can play at the elite level that some other guys are able to.
Yeah, the amount of Division III players that have played in the NFL is like very few.
And they all come from Mount Union. No, they seems like they all come from Mount Union.
There's not that many. My school had one guy that played in the NFL, an offensive lineman named Josh Warner.
What school you went to? What D3 school you went to?
I went to Brockport.
Okay,
Brockport?
I'm familiar. Yeah,
like we're okay. We've been good. We win 8 games, 9 games, and they went to the playoffs. They went to the Final Four a few years ago, and I think they lost. I don't remember who they lost to. I don't think it was Mount Union. I think they were in the other semifinal. But when I was there, we had a pretty good team. But we lose to Cortland, who won. Cortland actually won the championship this year. Brockport and Cortland have both had the State University of New York Conference. They've always been pretty. They actually got a really sweet facility for a Division III. They got they got a new facility like 15 years ago. It's really sweet. But anyway, I agree with Steve. And you know what? Everything happens for a reason, right? I mean, you went to Mount Union, you dominated, you were the best player in Division III, and you stood out, and then you took advantage of your opportunity, which was incredible. Because to have the career you did, coming from a Division III. First of all, there's barely any players that make it to the NFL from Division III, let alone have a quality career like you did. It's just, there's like 2 or 3 guys, maybe a few more than that, but not much.
Can I take it a step further?
Yeah, go ahead, Earl.
We went to Collinwood High School. And, when we have reminiscence talking, Cecil, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but we all felt like if you went to Glenville, you was going D1 playing for Ohio State just like everybody else. So when you talk about guys that play D3 football that belong there, I got to believe that in your heart you didn't belong there, right?
That's tough for me to say because coming out of high school, I was 5'11", 155,
That's good.
soaking wet, 160. I do believe I could play at that level, yes. But I think I was, just being honest, Earl, I think I was a late bloomer when it came to like your body. right? When you look at the Division I guys, and Tyvus, you know this, like being at Ohio State, those guys come in with the body type is different.
That's a fact.
Like those guys come in where like
Fact.
they are Division I, like those Division I guys are just completely different. Like they're 6'2", they're 6'3", they're built different. The linemen are different. And when you get to those higher levels, Ohio States, the Alabamas, to get recruited there and go there, there's a small margin of error. They're looking at the best of the best of the best in the country. So do I think I should have went D1 coming out of high school? Absolutely. No doubt about it. Do I think as my career went on at Mount Union, I could have made some plays and did some good things at a higher Division I level? No doubt about it. But coming out of high school, if I'm just being honest and fair, I think my stature was small and I would say even petite to be at a big time Division I school. Just looking at how recruiting is now, looking at just how they go about things when it comes to recruiting the big time players, right? If you were my size, you had to be running 4.3, 4.4 every single time. And that just wasn't me. I was fast enough, right? But I wasn't that 4.3, 4.2, 4.4 guy at that particular size. So I think being honest with myself, I became a really, really good player as I got older, as I matured, as I got in the weight room, as I understood what work ethic means. Doesn't mean I don't think I could have played Division I come out of high school. I truly believe that, especially as an athlete, your mindset's different, right? It's just looking at what it takes and what type of guys they recruit at Ohio State. The type of guys they recruit at those type of schools, those guys, they're different. They're different early.
See, so, when you look at, let's take you to the NFL. Houston Texans, now that Cole Rich isn't playing, well, reportedly not playing. And yeah, y'all, I'm at CJ. I'm at CJ. Cole Rich. Now that Cole Rich ain't playing. And Tank Dell is out and Nico Collins is questionable. Who do you look to? Do you have faith in Case Keenum? And can my boy Noah Browns, go Bucks, get it done?
You know what? Let me talk about CJ for a second, because like it was like a stigma on Ohio State quarterbacks.
Oh yeah.
On when they get in the league, they're not the same. When they get in the league, they can't produce. They can't do these things. Well, he put all that to bed. He is, when you look at him, I've never seen a rookie quarterback be able to go through his progressions in the pocket. I just never seen it before. And it might sound simple, it might sound minute, but to see him in the pocket, he's looking at his first read to his left. Nope, that ain't there. He's looking back middle. Nope, that ain't there. Look back third read. Oh, no, Brown's open. I'm gonna hit him for a 15-yard in route. That's special. Like you can't. Those are things that 6-7 year vets just start doing in those years, but he's doing it in year one as a rookie. And I don't think people understand how special that is. How special it is that he can go through his first read, second read. It's not there. Let me find my check down because I feel this rush coming, right? I don't think people understand how special he was playing when he was healthy. It was undescribably good. And you look at where the Texans were last year, because he was in MVP talks early in the year, and everybody like, no, he's not an MVP. He should be in MVP talks. Because you look at the Texans last year when they won 3 games and the struggles they had on the offensive side of the ball with almost the same exact playmakers. And then you look this year, what has changed? CJ's there, right? Of course, you bring in Tank Dell. Awesome, outstanding, Deshaun Jackson type player in Tank Dell. But CJ is the type of guy that makes everybody around him better. When you have Nico Collins, who has over 1,000 yards receiving this year, best year in his career in year 3. When you have a Tank Dell, a rookie that was on his way to 1,000 yards this year, making plays after plays after plays. When you have a Dalton Schultz who had a good career in Dallas, probably should have got paid a little more, got looked over in free agency because his last year in Dallas wasn't that good, but he's here making plays. When you got a guy like Noah Brown, who you brought up, making 150-yard games or having a 172-yard game back-to-back, it's because of C.J. Stroud. Yep. Like, he is the guy that's making everyone around him better. He's making the offensive line better because he's getting the ball out quick. Or people don't understand, he's sneaky athletic. Like, people think he's a pocket passer. He can get out the pocket. He can run. He can scramble. His moves inside the pocket are special. I just realized I'm not answering your question. So I'm going to answer your question.
No, you was good.
But it's a great
You was
point.
good.
By the way, to your point, Cecil, to your point, Devin Singletary's having his best year too.
He's having his best year, right? Yeah. And it's because of how good CJ is.
Yep.
Now, credit to the offensive coordinator and Bobby Slowick. Credit to DeMeco Ryans doing a great job. They are doing a phenomenal job putting these guys in a situation to succeed, right? But when you look at, do I trust Case? Do I trust Noah Brown? Do I trust Dalton Schultz? Do I trust the third, fourth, and fifth options with a backup quarterback against this Browns defense? I'm worried. If I'm a Texans fan, if I'm a Houston Texans coach, I'm like, yo, we got to come up with the best strategy to succeed this week, because you got Myles Garrett, you got all these guys on the other side of the ball that will make this extremely tough. Now, last week they were able to beat Tennessee, but Tennessee is not in the same caliber as a team, not the same caliber as the Cleveland Browns right now. So you're asking me, do I feel comfortable with these? And I hate to put it this way, the backups playing against some starters in the NFL, I don't. I think there's some holes to be filled, and I think you might get overpowered when it comes to that Browns defense.
So what you're saying, Cecil, is it's in your mind, C.J. Stroud is at this point better than Deshaun Watson.
Oh, yeah,
Deshaun Watson today.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like that's not even a question. That's not even a question, and it's not a knock against Deshaun. It's how good CJ is playing. CJ is playing like a top 10 quarterback in the league. You can argue top 6, top 7. Just being honest with you, if you want to, you can argue top 5. Like, his numbers speak for itself. He's not turning the ball over. He's excellent inside the pocket. He's finding different guys open. He is not forcing the ball down the field. He's taking what's given to him. The numbers speak for itself as far as CJ. Now, let me get on Deshaun real quick. I think Deshaun is talented. I think his biggest downfall is right here in his head. I think that's his biggest battle right now. Because I watched the Colts game recently. I think that's the game he got the last game he played, I want to say maybe, that he got hurt in. I'm looking at that Colts game, and I'm like, he's forcing the ball. He's trying to do too much and trying to prove that he's worth $260 million. He's trying to prove that he's worth all this commotion, all these draft picks. Bro, you are good at what you do. Just play ball. Give him this, throw to the open guy. That's all Flacco's doing. Throw it to the open guy. That's all it is. You have one of the best running teams in the league. Now, I know it's late. You got some big-time injuries on the offensive line, so it's been different. But early in the year, the Ravens game, he went 14-14 in the second half. The talent is there. They won the Ravens game mainly because of Deshaun Watson's play. If he played that like that consistently, there would be no discussion about how great he is and how good he can be. I watched him firsthand here with the Texans for 2, 3, 4 years, whatever it was. But he truly is. His battle is in his head. That's what it is, in my opinion. Because all the off-season, all the off-field stuff, him missing so much time, now him battling injuries, is him having to feel like he's trying to prove himself. And as an athlete, your worst enemy is inside of your 2 ears right here. So I think if he can calm that down, he'll be fine. But no doubt about it, CJ is better than Deshaun Watson right now, for sure.
Cecil, if Wikipedia is correct, you're about to celebrate your 36th birthday in 2 days. Is that correct or no?
Friday, baby. Friday coming, December 22nd. Absolutely.
Well, you got big plans for your birthday? Anything exciting?
You know what? The wife's going to treat me to some dinner. She's going to take me out with a few friends, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't do too much, man. I'm more on the chill side. I've never been the guy that goes crazy for birthdays, but I do appreciate my wife stepping out and making some things happen. Nice. So that'll be fun.
Joe Flacco is about to celebrate in a couple of weeks his 39th birthday. He was on the couch for 11 months at the age of 38. And obviously he hasn't been perfect. He's thrown some picks, but he's averaging 313 yards a game in the 3 games he's played. As you said, they were running the ball better earlier last few weeks because of the offensive line and whatever it is. They have not run the ball well at all. He has put the offense on his shoulders, and for the most part, he's gotten it done. How surprising, at nearly 39 years old, with 11 months on the couch, that he is playing as well as he is right now.
Players play ball, man. I don't think that's too surprising from Joe Flacco. Like, okay. Joe has been a guy that, in my opinion, he understands how to win in December and January. He understands how to win in these moments. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He understands how important it is. And Joe is a true professional. Like for him to come in, I think he had maybe 1 week to prep, and then he started, or maybe it was 2 weeks to prep, and then he was starting. Like he's a guy that's been in the league so much. He's been a part of so many offensive schemes. He knows how to prepare. And if you're a guy in this day and age, you can be a quarterback that plays for a long time if you take care of yourself. So it's not surprising. I think he has some help in Amari Cooper and David Njoku. Njoku is playing outside of his mind. My gosh. Yep. He's playing like a top 5 tight end in the league the last probably 8-9 weeks. He's been outstanding, no matter who the quarterback was, right? And I think a lot of this has to go. You got to give some credit to Stefanski. I think him having 4 quarterbacks this year and finding a way to still win 9 games, finding a way to still find production in those quarterbacks and win those games, it says a lot about the type of coach he is, type of leader he is, how he's able to get the best out of his guys. Andrew Berry, too, that's a great hire. That's a great signing for Joe Flacco. Yep. To have a vet come in that understands how to win in December, what these games matter, a guy that's going to prepare, a guy that has the capabilities to get the ball down the field and make the right reasons simply find the open guy. It's a credit to those guys, man. But I'm not surprised by Joe at all. I think you've seen it before. It's certain guys that they take care of their body and have that ability. They can go down, they can play a long time at that quarterback position.
Cecil, let's wrap it with this. You and Tyvis both come out of retirement for 10 plays each. You're going up head-to-head. He's covering you. 10 plays. Now, he's 10 years, or no, not 10. He's 7 years younger than you.
Oh.
Oh, who's winning those 10 reps? Is it 10-0? Is it 5-5? What's happening? What are we saying right now?
You know what? I actually have been a big fan of Tyvis since he left Bedford High School. Watched him in his career at Ohio State. Always been rooting for him on the sidelines. I had to be completely honest. I would give Tyvis the work I want all. It would probably be 7-3 my way. You know what I mean? I respect him. He's a long-armed guy. Played safety, but when you got to come down and play this corner, come to play corner, come to play the slot or inside. It's a little different. It's a little different.
Cecil, he's at bandit
He gave
size.
you 3. He gave you 3. He said it'd be 7-3. You would say 10-0.
You would have to play a Ringo position or a bandit, bro, like a tween.
You know the sad thing is. The sad thing is, he truly believes that. That's the part that makes me laugh. He truly believes that he would beat me 7-3. Who's your quarterback? That's the question. That's ultimately a huge factor.
Cardell is somewhere around here. He's throwing him a ball.
So Cardell's your quarterback.
Be perfect. Cardell be perfect.
Cardell's your quarterback. I'm definitely winning 10-0. 1,000%. 10-0. 10-0. And it won't. And you know what? And I'm not talking 10 bad throws. I'm talking either it's going to end in a PBU or a pick. That's where I'm at with it. My hand is on the ball. That's all 10 reps. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. I put my pension on the line.
Oh, whoa! Pension on the line.
That's how good I think I would.
Hey, they both got 6 years of service now.
10-0.
What y'all doing? Let's put this on a charity event. I'm gonna need about a year to train though. I'm completely out of shit.
No. I'm ready now. I'm ready now.
I love this.
I just got off the Peloton last night. I'm in good shape.
I'm telling you, we got to do this in a charity event next summer. Next summer. Let's do it.
I'm gonna reach. I want to reach out to Destroying. Y'all follow Destroying on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna be Destroying and yeah.
Bring whoever you want to bring out. Like I said, 7-3. Balls on the 20-yard line, and we're going there. Best of 10.
Is Cardell going to be the quarterback, or should we get your quarterback from Mount Union? What's he doing?
It don't matter to me. Just put the ball in the air. Just give me something to catch.
It don't even matter.
All right, we got to work this out. This should be really fun. I love this.
He's delusional.
Thanks, Cecil. We appreciate it, man. Happy birthday. Enjoy the day. Cecil Short.
Hey man, he's
Cleveland's own.
Always a good, always a good interview.